All right, you guys asked, or you didn't ask at all, but I'm here to answer. What happened with the fallen Stewie2k thing? I'll break down the round for you. I think Stewie2k's response, his toxicity, as they call it, I think that was really kind of just standard boilerplate shit. I mean, you probably don't want to see it. It's optimally you don't want to see it, but it's not that big of a deal, in my opinion, based on what we actually saw firsthand. So if you haven't seen the round, I'll show you this one.
And this one's not over yet. Oh, little flash to the face. But Electronic just gonna tap away. Oh, Stewie's got a third. No way, man. This is like flashes of Zywoo on that ace just earlier today. And they've got double bodies on this ramp. 35 seconds here for Na'Vi to bail themselves out of another round like this. Fallen's dead, so is Stewie. Now it's gonna fall.
And the Toxicity after the round.
On the catwalk. And again, Na'Vi have bailed themselves out of rocky waters. A 6-5 lead. But holy hell, these Deeg shots on this ramp. 30.
All right, so let me break down the play itself. So here comes out Na'Vi from Cat. They've got 3 players. Boomich is going to get killed by Stewie. Stewie's going to make his way up. And important to note, Stewie heard Electronic as he got to that angle. You can see Electronic run right after Stewie kills Boomich. So they know Electronic is right here. Stewie gets to here. They know Electronic is in the open, and they know Perfecto isn't near him. They know Perfecto is either on Cat, not spotted, or towards Long. Perfecto really hasn't been spotted here on this exec at all. And I think his only flash got blocked by Boomich, so he didn't even get a flash assist. But the reason I think this is not that big of a deal, and the play itself, the reason I think Stewie's right is Electronic is in the open. He's about a second and a half away from cover in either direction, either close towards sight boxes or towards Ninja Gandalf. And that's a time frame where if you have to communicate with Fallen, if Stewie has to communicate with Fallen for Fallen to swing, it's going to take a second for that to happen, literally probably like a second for that to actually happen. And in that second, Electronic is going to get potentially either to the cover or like kind of a gray area where he could be at the cover already. And so you might not want to be going for the play. So this is one of those situations where communication probably isn't the actual problem here, where they need to communicate better on what they should do. This is one of those things where they're just not on the same page. Stewie is probably thinking that as soon as he gets to Fallen's going to swing. They're going to catch Electronic stuck in the open. Grim can, he's looking back long here, but he could easily pivot over and help fight them as well. This is probably what's going on in Stewie's version, the way he plays the game, the way he thinks about the game. This is the play you should be making, and it's probably the right play realistically because Electronic is trapped alone with no support. He's in the middle of the open and they know it. Realistically, they're going to kill him the vast majority of the time if Fallen instantly swings, and you don't allow the 2 rifles to group up. However, when they don't swing instantly, by the time a swing could happen, Electronic could already be, basically he's already close to cover already. Perfecto could be moving over to support. And there's the kind of the unnoticed bit where it's very obvious where Stewie went, right? When he's fighting ramp and then when he's fighting elevator and he quickly moves to ramp, Electronic might still be looking for Stewie2k elevator, and then they're swinging out on him already while he's looking the other direction. Whereas at this point, it's pretty obvious Stewie's probably towards ramp, and so he knows to be worried about that. He's also, again, closer to the box, so we can hear them swinging, and he can adjust effectively, right? They've given him all this time to reevaluate, and not only that, but because they haven't seen Perfecto, even though there's a decent expectation he's probably short, he's probably coming up Cat, there isn't full knowledge of that, which means Grim has to respect that they could be flanking. And really, if they are flanking, if Perfecto's flanking here, they probably automatically lose. I mean, Perfecto almost certainly will win the gunfight against Grim, AK against Deagle. Then you have 2 guys trapped on ramp, one of whom has 5 health. You're really just screwed in that scenario. Obviously, Naf can't hard flank because Perfecto could just be holding the Cat flank, which is actually exactly what he does. So the problem in this spot is there's no clear solution as to what they do here. And it's even possible, although it's probably not the most likely scenario, Electronic could even have gone back towards Cat and they could move back out mid-side. it's possible. It's probably not something they're really thinking about. The main thing is there's no real solution as to how to deal with Electronic at this point. Grim has to continue respecting that they could be flanking, and that means that, you know, at this point, there's no real obvious play, and that allows Electronic to get to this super wide angle, and then they finally swing knowing they have to get some information, they have to get something done, but Electronic isn't too effective of a position, and they just mop up the round. So the reason I think the comments from Stewie aren't that big of a deal is because this is kind of just, I mean, if you play Pugs, you're going to see this type of thing all the time. Stewie's kind of just like, what the hell? Why aren't we on the same page there? Why aren't you thinking the way I'm thinking about the game, right? That's like not something you don't see. You see that a lot in Pugs, right? You go into a situation, you're expecting your teammate to react one way and they react a different way, and then you're kind of halfway between two plays potentially, and there's no real solution from there, and you're basically screwed. Optimally, I mean, of course, it's not professional. It's not what you want to see. But I think in most scenarios, this probably gets shrugged off. We can't see what happens after the fact. Like after this clip happens, we can't see if he keeps going and that causes some problems. But generally, I think this level of like, what the fuck was that? I thought we were on the same page. Honestly, it's kind of a non-issue in my opinion. You see this a lot in teams. You see it a lot in Pugs. It could have gotten worse afterwards for all we know, but I don't think it was particularly toxic, to be honest.